You know that moment when you realize the person you love might not be who you thought they were? That's where it all started for me. Standing on a balcony overlooking the turquoise waves of Cancun, the sun warming my skin, while her words cut me deeper than any knife ever could. "This is the basic package," she whispered, her voice dripping with disappointment. "My ex would have paid for luxury." I froze, my heart stuttering, as the margarita in my hand suddenly tasted like regret. Let me take you back to the beginning, to when everything felt like a dream. I'm Jake, just a regular guy, 32, working as a graphic designer in Chicago. Life was good, not perfect, but good. I met Lauren 2 years ago at a friend's barbecue. She was all laughter and light, with hazel eyes that seemed to hold 1,000 stories. We clicked instantly. Late night talks about our favorite movies, her teasing me about my terrible cooking, stolen kisses in the rain. She was my world and I thought I was hers. We moved in together after a year, splitting rent on a cozy apartment with a view of the city skyline. I'd wake up to her humming in the kitchen, making coffee, and I'd think, this is it. This is what love feels like. The idea for the Cancun trip came from her. Lauren loved to travel. She'd scroll through Instagram, showing me pictures of beaches and resorts, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Let's go somewhere warm," she said one chilly November night, curled up on our couch. "Just you and me, no distractions." I wasn't rich, but I'd been saving up and I wanted to make her happy. I spent weeks researching, booking a decent resort. Not the fanciest, but it had a pool and ocean view, and a vibe that screamed paradise. I surprised her with the tickets on Christmas morning, and she squealed, throwing her arms around me. "Jake, this is perfect," she said, and I believed her. But something shifted as the trip got closer. Lauren started dropping little comments, nothing major, just enough to make me pause. "This resort looks nice, I guess," she'd say, scrolling through the website, her tone flat. Or, "My ex Tom took me to this insane place in Bali once. Private villa, butler, the works." I'd laugh it off, thinking she was just reminiscing, but those mentions of Tom started creeping in more often. Tom, the investment banker she dated before me. Tom, who apparently had money to burn. I'd never met him, but his shadow seemed to follow us everywhere. The first few days in Cancun were fine. We swam, we danced, we ate tacos by the beach. But I started noticing things. Lauren would check her phone constantly, smiling at texts she wouldn't show me. She'd wander off to explore the resort alone, coming back with vague excuses. One night at dinner, she barely touched her food, her eyes fixed on some distant point. "You okay?" I asked, reaching for her hand. She pulled away just slightly and said, "Yeah, just tired." Her voice was cold, like she was somewhere else. Then came the balcony moment. We were on day 4, sipping drinks, the sunset painting the sky in pinks and oranges. I was trying to make her laugh, telling some dumb story about my coworker when she said it. "This is the basic package. My ex would have paid for luxury." It wasn't just the words, it was the way she said them, like I was a disappointment, like I'd failed some test I didn't know I was taking. I set my glass down, my stomach twisting. "What's that supposed to mean?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. She shrugged, avoiding my eyes. "Nothing, just, this place is nice, but it's not special, you know? Tom always went all out." I felt my face burn. "I'm not Tom, Lauren. I worked hard for this. For us." She sighed, like I was the one being unreasonable. "I know, Jake. Forget I said anything." But I couldn't forget. Those words were a crack in everything I thought we had. That night I couldn't sleep. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand and something in me snapped. I'd never been the type to snoop, but my gut was screaming. I grabbed her phone, my hand shaking as I unlocked it. She'd given me her passcode months ago, a sign of trust, I'd thought. The messages were right there, a thread with T that made my heart stop. "Miss you in places like this," she'd written, with a photo of the beach. His reply: "You deserve better than that budget resort. Come see me when you're back." There were dozens of messages going back months. Flirty, nostalgic, intimate. She'd been texting him the whole time we were together, comparing me to him, telling him she missed their adventures. I sat there in the dark, the phone heavy in my hand, feeling like the ground had dropped out from under me. I wanted to scream, to shake her awake, to demand answers. But instead I just sat there, replaying every moment of our relationship, wondering how I'd missed the signs. The next morning I didn't say a word about it. I couldn't, not yet. We went through the motions. Breakfast, a swim, fake smiles. But inside I was breaking. On our last night I couldn't hold it in anymore. We were at the resort's bar, music playing softly, when I turned to her. "Are you still in love with Tom?" I asked, my voice low but sharp. Her eyes widened, her drink pausing halfway to her lips. "What? No, Jake, why would you?" "I saw the texts," I cut in. "Don't lie to me." The silence was deafening. She looked away, her face crumpling, but not with guilt, with anger. "You went through my phone?" she snapped. "That's low, even for you." "Even for me?" I laughed, bitter and raw. "You're texting your ex, telling him you miss him, while I'm here pouring everything I have into this trip. Into us. And you have the nerve to call me low." She didn't answer, just stared at her drink. Then quietly she said, "I didn't mean for you to find out like that." That was it, the admission. Not an apology, not an explanation, just a confirmation that I'd been a fool. I stood up, my chair scraping against the floor. "I hope you and Tom have a great life in your luxury villas," I said, and walked away. Back in Chicago, I packed my things and moved out. She didn't try to stop me. I spent weeks replaying it all, the hurt burning like a fire I couldn't put out. But slowly I started to see it for what it was. I'd loved someone who didn't love me back, not really. I wasn't her dream guy, I was her placeholder. Now I'm rebuilding piece by piece. I started therapy, picked up new design clients, even booked a solo trip to Colorado just for me. I don't need luxury resorts or her approval to feel whole. But sometimes late at night I still hear her voice on that balcony, and it stings. Not because I miss her, but because I trusted her. And that's the hardest part to let go of, the belief that love is enough when sometimes it's just not.